Tady za mnou právě končí jeden z pokojných protestů, které tady v současné době v LA probíhají. A já jsem vám ve 2 předchozích videích, které jsem na tomhle kanále vydal, dal možnost, abyste se protestujících na něco zeptali. 3 nejčastější myšlenky, které jste tam do komentářů psali, jsem přetvořil v otázky a na tyhle otázky jsem se ptal právě těchto protestujících, abyste mohli vidět, jaký oni mají názor na tuhle celou situaci. Jdeme na to.
Because of the racism, I think it's unfair, and people who are privileged like me and from other countries and who might be blonde as well have to stand up and say something because, you know, it's kind of fair to other people.
There's still the ongoing undertones of racism within the police force. So I think this is a good time to not only exercise our First Amendment, but to also encourage people to vote. Vote to change leadership at the national level and at the state and local level as well.
We're protesting for change. Protesting is something we know to do to get a message out. Right now they are listening. The mayor's listening, the sheriff is listening. We're finally getting some type of cooperation. This is what we've wanted for years, and that's why we're out here protesting. We want to see change. We don't want to see any more murdered bodies in the street, any more black murdered bodies in the streets, especially when it's so senseless.
I was born and raised in LA, and I've known people who have been abused by the police, and they're always abusing their power. So this is not only about Black Matters, but it's also about police brutality.
We're here for all rights for all humans. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. I believe that everybody just deserves the same rights. We treat each other how we want to be treated, and it's all love. It's all love.
Against racism and discrimination and equality that our brothers and sisters are facing.
I protest because I believe in something, and I think it should be known by more people, and it should be followed by more people. And I think it's ignorant to ignore it or to look away. And if you have the time to be out here, even if you're just an extra body or someone to show your support, it's needed, and it's needed in this country right now. So
we're protesting here because it's been proven in the past that not all Black lives matter specifically, and that's wrong. All lives are equal. We're all created equal. There shouldn't be a favoritism.
I'm just doing it because I feel like Black lives matter, all lives matter. I just felt compelled after seeing the video myself.
Because I'm trying to get some more equality in this world, particularly in America.
I think we need more equality in America, especially for Black women. Everything that's going on is completely unacceptable, and we all need to come out and raise awareness.
I protest because Black lives simply matter.
Because this country has a long history of extreme racism, and at this point in time, our society is fed up with it. We've had a lot of issues dealing with this for really dozens of decades, going on centuries, and at some point in time, people just get fed up. And I think you're seeing what's happening nationwide, really worldwide, is that people are just fed up with it. And I think a confluence of many different things, the coronavirus, all this racism, the simple fact that we have extreme incompetence at our federal level here in the United States. We have the worst president we've ever had, ever. And I think it's just, people are just fed up. It's just too much at this point.
We're protesting for Black lives on behalf of Black people who are suppressed right now.
I'm protesting because I'm out here with people who don't have a voice, for people who don't have a voice, and also for people who are using their voice to defend people who look like me.
Because I want to stand up to white supremacy and shitty cops, and I'm tired of the abuses of power.
Yes, the protest can change a lot. For example, remove the Trump from his position, 100%. And I believe so, I hope so, we can do this. We're a new generation that grew up, and I think we should stand up and go for that.
Now that I see that you have the attention of national leadership in international countries, and you bring it to the forefront, and you're effectively interrupting the police, or the peace, people have no, they have to pay attention to it, pretty much. So I think as long as you have tangible results, getting people to go out and vote, which I think is most important, I think there can be change.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every part of the protest, I'm very much against rioting and looting, very much. But even those things bring some type of difference. Anytime you look throughout history, sometimes you need chaos to bring change. Them killing Jesus brought change. just anywhere where you go throughout history. I believe in Egypt, when they had to overthrow the leader, they got changed that way. When they overthrew Gaddafi, that's how they saw change. It's just the way we see change. We're not going that extreme, but we're going to be out here peacefully protesting, so at least they hear our voices.
I think it's going to spark a lot of conversation that people didn't think it was serious, and it's going to be the beginning of change, but change is going to take many, many, many years.
Absolutely. As long as we all stand together, anything's possible. Anything is possible.
I think we're raising voice. A lot of people are not aware of what's going on. So this can educate them and it can be like, okay, what's going on? Let me educate myself and learn more. But action is needed. This is not enough.
I mean, they definitely are raising awareness, right? And they're definitely calling attention. But you got to go that one step further. You got to make those votes. You got to work for something more than just being out here. You know, once we kind of fanned out, got rid of some of the people that were out here for bad purposes, you know, being violent and stuff, I think a lot of these people, a lot of these peaceful protesters have a goal to make a change. And I see some of those things happening right now.
I think all protests can change anything. But I think the power behind this movement and the fact that we're doing more than one protest. We're out here every day. We're on the streets every day. And that itself will be the change.
Honestly, I don't know. It's just a systemic issue. I really don't know. I think the change is going to take something huge to transform.
We can create more awareness. A lot of people don't truly know what's going on, and so they need to kind of focus and pay more attention to, you know, a lot of the local issues, you know, to start, and they can just kind of grow. So.
Yes, we're going to see how many people are on the ground, and hopefully get more eyes on it. The idea is to put our protest signs in the minds of people who have money, who have affluence, who have power to make change, and that's what we're doing today, yeah.
I think it is changing things. It's making people listen who wouldn't have listened before.
I think it can change things, but we need to continue with having a lot of people out, because the system doesn't change unless the system is put under extreme pressure. And having things like this, having people come out and march and protest and organize, puts pressure on the system. So I do think it can make a difference, but it has to be sustained.
I think it can get people who don't know about it noticing. So yeah, I do think it can do change.
We've already seen justice for people who have discriminated against us, people who have murdered people who look like us. Laws are being changed, and we're working on police reformation.
Well, one, I think it's raising awareness on the issues. It's enlightening people to how often cops are abusing their power. And I think it'll do a lot for police reform.
I don't like violence, and I don't like looping and all of this, but to be honest, how can you think about any revolution without a little bit of a break? Also, you know, these people went through shit, so maybe it's about time other businesses go through shit. And you know, plus it's Corona and it's riot movement, the insurance is gonna cover the whole thing, so don't you think so?
I think whenever there's major movements like that, you're gonna always have bad elements. It's not representative of the protests themselves and the movement. So I think that the amount that the fact that it's a small percentage should be put into perspective, and just know that the larger percentage of people are out here for a larger purpose.
Here's the honest thing about that. It's a very hard situation because everybody is going to express their feelings their own way. Everybody has their own personalities. And when you're dealing with different individuals, different human beings, we're all human beings, you have to give people room to feel how they feel. I don't want to tell someone don't loot, I don't want to tell someone don't riot. I'm against it, but I can't tell you how to be angry and hurt.
I think the armed guard did a good job on handling all the looters that were taking advantage of the protest. And careful here. And now the protestees, I think they should continue until at least November when we're able to vote.
I feel like we have our good and we have our bad, you know. Unfortunately, sometimes our bad outweighs our good, but no matter what it is, we just try to push through it, you know, and just do better for our communities and things like that. Hopefully people learn and see what we're really here to do, you know, and we just don't focus on it, you know. We can rebuild those things. Those things can be replaced.
So I don't think those people are the ones who are on our side. They're the ones who are against us.
they're trying to make us seem wrong and dangerous. So those are not with us.
I think that's just, there's a different place for those types of people, and everybody's got their own agenda, and it's pretty clear that that's a pretty messed up thing to do, to come out here and to take advantage of the work that people are doing right now.
I think that that's going to happen in any circumstance in life whatsoever. But the important part is that we remember why we're out here, and everybody else remembers why we're out here. It's honestly getting out here and being on the streets and seeing the way that people interact with the military, with cops. It's all very loving. It's all very peaceful. It's not what's blasted on the media, unfortunately. So I encourage everybody to get out here, be a part of this.
I think they're taking advantage of the situation. I think it's fucked up. Yeah. I think today's been peaceful. Today's been amazing.
They need to find something else better to do. They're lonely or something.
You're distracting from what's important, and Black Lives Matter.
I think that's an incredibly difficult, layered question, and it depends on who's doing the looting and the rioting. When you've got a bunch of white kids coming out of nowhere just to cause chaos, that's diluting the message.
I symbolically understand why people burn down police stations, and I'm not opposed to that. So while I believe in leaving private property alone and not looting, if you got a racist police station and everybody in the neighborhood knows it's been racist for decades and they burn it down, it's understandable.
I believe those people are very rightfully angry, and they shouldn't destroy people's businesses and lives, but I understand their actions. I understand they're very angry.
I don't think that there's a right answer for how to protest. I think everything that's happened lately has been a solution, has ended up in a solution. But here we're just doing a peaceful protest.
I'm not going to judge other people's actions. I'm not going to judge their actions.
Okay.
If they're white people looting, shame on you. If you're people of color, do what you need to do.
Sami jste mohli vidět, že ty názory se někdy liší. Někdo tady je jenom proto, aby rozšířil nějaké uvědomění o tomhle problému, někdo tady je z čistě politických důvodů, někdo tady je jenom proto, aby tady byl, aby ten dav byl větší. A vy máte opět možnost se v příštím videu, kde se budu ptát protestantů zase na jiném místě, třeba před policejní stanicí, kde ten hněv je trošku větší než tady. Ten dnešní protest probíhal bez jakéhokoliv dohledu policie. To znamená, předpokládám, že tam atmosféra zase bude trošku jinak, možná víc vyhrocena. Takže pokud máte i na příští protestující otázky, pište je dolů do komentáře. Asi nemá úplně smysl psát otázky přímo na policii, protože i kdyby ti policajti vám chtěli něco říct, co si oni třeba o té konkrétní situaci tady myslí, tak oni to zkrátka říct nemůžou. Jo? Takže tohle už bylo všechno, mějte se a u příští video zase čau.
you.